South Park Season 21, Episode 7, Bubbling Down. So just before I start this video, I want to give a quick message to YouTube. Every video I make falls within the YouTube rules and guidelines. I have had this confirmed directly by a member of staff from YouTube. Can you please stop flagging my videos as not suitable for advertisers? Because I know they are, and this seems to be happening on every video, and it just makes me wonder how many people is this happening to and how many people are losing revenue due to this weird situation that's going on. Please stop it. And now, on with the review. So, Season 21, Episode 7, Doubling Down. This episode seemed to be mainly about how people are really nasty to their partners or their staff in private, but in public they seem like the nicest people, and the people getting abused will defend them to the hilt. We see this happening with Cartman. Cartman is just being a straight up narcissistic little prick in this episode, as we expect and love, of course. The episode starts with Cartman crying on the phone to Heidi. He doesn't want to break up with her, he's really sad. Heidi's like, look, this can't go on, you're just being a dick all the time. Cartman blames it on his food and blames it on his mum. Heidi says, well, let's try and eat different food, try vegan food. Fair enough. We then see Cartman in the dinner hall with a vegan box of food, and he is raging about Heidi, why she is making him eat this stuff. It's bizarre. Like, Cartman, when he's around his friends, all he does is slag her off at any opportunity. When he's with her, he's crying and he's just being all weak and vulnerable. Classic story. This goes on throughout the episode with Cartman just being a total dick to Heidi. I mean, he starts feeding her chicken. I mean, she starts him on this whole vegan menu. Cartman's like, yeah, cool. But then he says that, I found this, look, it's beyond chicken. It's like chicken, but it's not chicken. It's made with vegetable proteins, and it's a box of KFC. It says beyond KFC. It's bullshit. It's a box of chicken. So Cartman has got her eating meat and all sorts of crap that she doesn't eat. This leads to her feeling bloated, feeling ill all the time. Cartman uses the fact that she feels bloated to call her fat to all her friends. At one point, he's got a drum, and he's beating the drum while she's walking down. She's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm just showing Kyle my drum. Then she walks away and says, boom, 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 boom. Cartman is being a full-on wanker in this episode. Kyle tries to come in and he tries to sort the situation with Heidi up by basically making her break up with Cartman. A bit of a dick move, but Kyle does it. He thinks he's doing it for the best, but I mean, at the same time, he thinks that everyone's going out with Cartman, because Cartman's just got this way of pulling everyone into a situation and making himself the victim. And it is something he is doing to great effect in this episode. So as I said, Kyle tries to steal Heidi, but Cartman's control over Heidi is just too much. It looks like Heidi's starting to go out with Kyle, everything's starting to go nice, but then Cartman gets in the ear of Heidi, he says some things, and then later on in the episode, near the end, way after Cartman's went through a huge jealousy montage, which was really cool. It was like something out of Disney's Fantasia. Cartman's jealousy hallucination was just brilliant. This was all happening while he was randomly at Tolkien's house crying, because of course Cartman's the victim, and because Cartman is now the victim and he's been dumped, he now thinks that he can relate to all the black people that have been treated badly in America, because hey, being dumped's the same as that, obviously. Not. Cartman just doesn't get it. He's like, oh, I'm so weak, when do we go burning flags and stuff? It's like typical Cartman. He's had one bad thing happen to him and he now thinks he can relate to every bad thing that's happened in the planet. Do we expect anything less from Cartman? I honestly don't think we do. But yeah, in the end, as I was alluding to, Heidi goes to see Kyle, and essentially, well, this is Kyle's paraphrasing, she breaks up with him by calling him a dirty Jew. Which was just like, okay, you see her walking away with Cartman at the end. Cartman has control over this poor girl. Kyle's attempt to save her has not worked. And on the other side of the story, now this is the part of the story that interested me most. I mean, this series, a lot of people have been saying that serialization is not here, that it's not a running storyline, every episode has been separate, and I've been saying this, but I also said at the start of the season that I had the feeling that they may place little parts of story throughout the story to keep a bit of consistency through the series, and then near the end they will pull us back into serialization. And it seems that that is what is happening, because we go to Garrison's office and Garrison is back in the exact same mode he was 1 year ago when he got voted in as president. In the episode, we have the member berries. They're back. Do you remember them? You remember the member berries? Remember them? They're back. Garrison's back. He wants to F everything to death. At the start of the episode, well, I say the start, but when we first see Garrison, he just drops the N-bomb like it's nothing. He's calling people, oh, can I even say that? No, I can't say it here. He's slagging off gay people using the F-word, using the N-word. His aides report back that someone with links to Russia was found raped and murdered in a hotel room. Garrison's like, oh yeah, I just F'd him to death. So as you can see, Garrison is back. He's F'ing everyone to death. His aides try to stand up to him. He just presses a button, the door locks. Guess who gets F'd to crap? The next day they're on TV, and as I said before about the episode being about how people use their power to control people, we see his aides later on. They are beaten up, they've got a black eye, there is semen in the black eye, and they're just shivering with blankets on. Complete victims because they have been sexually abused by Garrison. So this episode had a lot of layers. This was well layered, and I wouldn't say that this episode had the definitive finish, because this is a cliffhanger. This is the return to serialization. As I said at the start of this series, I don't think that serialization is dead. I think it was just a ruse to get people back into it before dropping us back into it. When we've been sucked back into South Park, I'm going to put us back into the story, and I love it. I want to see what's happening, because we still have to get closure on the member berries. We still have to get closure on President Garrison. He needs to be knocked off that perch. We need closure with Cartman and Heidi. This all needs to be finished by the end of season 21, or does it? So anyway, thanks for listening. That was my review. Well, I'll finish the review now. I thought this was a great episode, but this is not an episode with an end. I do not think this episode has finished yet. We need to wait till next week or the week after, whenever episode 8 is on. And I do believe we're going to get more Garrison, more member berries, more people getting F to death. And of course we're going to get the revenge, the beautiful, sweet revenge of Eric Cartman. Follow me at MajinStevie on Twitter. Subscribe for more. You've got to say that these days or you're just a pleb. And check out my t-shirt shop, because I sell t-shirts too, and they're actually pretty cool. MajinStevie out. Whoa, hold the boat. I just noticed when I was editing, look at this picture of Eric Cartman. Look at what he is surrounded in. Alexa. It's there. The seed was planted in the first episode of the season. Serialization has always been here and we just did not see it. I will see you all next week.